Jerry got hurt. Hot cocoa. We're done here, boys.
Hey guys, we're back with Rick and Morty, Season 8, Episode 6. Guys, go check out our post talk for the last episode. Good episode, wasn't our favorite. And I think we found out, just doing some review for the last episode, that it was a spoof parody of a very famous movie that we didn't know existed.
It was a 60s show, wasn't it?
Or a show, yeah.
And it was a comedy sci-fi show, but it's something we'd never heard of, and it kind of fell flat on us.
It kind of fell flat, which, you know, when you do that, it's going to fall flat to some people, for sure. Yeah. There's probably, Archer, one of my favorite shows that we do on this channel, it parodies so much stuff in the 70s and 80s. That Archer's obsessed with, like, Burt Reynolds. He's obsessed with Burt Reynolds and everything Burt Reynolds has ever done. Mm-hmm. That, and it references stuff all the time. Because, the writers are just nerds.
Yeah.
But it does in a way where it might be a little better than how this episode done. And I think it's just because Rick and Morty sometimes is the best show, like, ever. And when it's not the best show ever, it just
when it doesn't reach those heights, it's a little more disappointing because of that.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't feel that way about a lot of other things I watch.
I don't either, but I think it's because it's produced such strong reactions.
Yeah.
I don't mean just for this channel, but just in general from people, from the audience, that when you're let down, you're just like, oh, I came here for my fix and I didn't.
Because there's also like this intellectual, philosophical component. Yeah. So I watch Star Wars, like Clone Wars. I don't love every episode, but like I don't feel like, man, like afterwards. I think it's just because, even though I love Star Wars,
you're expecting more.
The highs of Star Wars.
It's like women with me. They expected more.
We just had to talk off camera, and I thought I laid those claims to rest.
You never will.
Yeah, last episode, Rick was this boy named Jimmy that, his parents thought it was Jimmy all grown up and he was going to die soon. And in reality, they just snuck on there to get the treasure or whatever was in the vault.
Yeah, because Jimmy actually stuffed that fucking monkey into his cryo tube.
Yeah.
And he said he thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
He didn't think he'd be...
Yeah, the parents were just kind of like happy that Rick was a good person.
Yeah.
And Rick even developed some type of sentiment towards them,
has a little bit of affinity towards them. He's like, you don't deserve them.
Yeah. Yeah. Every once in a while, it'll show like Rick. He does have, like, he's not just this blanket cold person.
Yeah, there's a little bit of humanity to him.
There definitely is. Because sometimes when you hear him, like when he was more of an alcoholic, he was a practicing alcoholic. He was so like nihilistic, and he seemed to have such a high opinion of himself and things he likes. So sometimes when he's
definitely a lot more comparable to the Ricks from the Citadel.
Yeah.
In terms of just their not only their nihilism, but their like just
inflated view of themselves.
Well, then like kind of the blatant cruelty.
Yeah.
Towards anything they saw that was below them.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, go check out that reaction. Guys, before we get into this, if you want to see the uncut reaction, just click on the link below in the description. Take you to our Patreon. You can also see up to 4 weeks early access there for our non-live shows.
And if you don't, you won't.
And then let's go. You did it. Yeah.
They haven't seen that in a while. Her at work.
Yeah. If I could turn this down.
I like how the horse is fucking hog tied.
Look at the guy, like
the jockey.
Yeah.
Who's ready for Earth World? Moms, I can't find my crossbody bag. Where's my crossbody? Stop.
Moms.
We're not going. Look at us.
No, you gotta come. It's an absolute train wreck. This dude, he's never been to Earth, but he loves it, and he sucks at making theme parks.
We said fuck you! No!
All right, fine. Nobody wants to see a Beth's adventure.
Cloning was supposed to make us happy. I hate my life.
He'll switch.
Well, I don't think normal Beth can do the Space Beth stuff, though, right?
Space Beth, I mean, it's pretty easy to tell it's her.
Yeah, she developed a skill set, too.
Mm-hmm. Why are we miserable? It's not Jerry. Yeah, it could be worse. I mean, we could have married Pep Rosenfeld. Oh my God, I forgot about him. We can't just put it all on Dad, right? Oh, we're done with that guy. I had a bad dad. Shut up. Write a book about it. When was the last time we were happy? Felt pretty good when we were kids. Oh my God, I wish I could be young again. Why do you have a de-aging machine? When I'm bringing in bounties, I change them into kids. This car fits 10 kids if you pack them right. Sounds efficient.
Damn.
Face, my skin.
I can see everything. My mouth tastes so clean. Whoa, my knuckles work. No pain. You look like shit.
Wait, no! Come.
No creative consistency. Last time I was here, they had a whole ride dedicated to Pol Pot. There's a non-zero
That wasn't the vibe I got from the waivers.
waivers.
Yeah, from the website.
Website?
Welcome to Earth World.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I guess this does seem like it sucks.
Oh, good one, Grandpa. You still like stuff ironically?
No, it used to be bad, which was good.
Looks like they've just got a regular Gap. Rick, were you just drunk when you were here?
I'm drunk now. Where's all the rusty nails?
Light up corn dog?
Get the fuck away from me!
I think that's John Legend. How are you thinking we should enjoy this?
Do you think I can make socks?
Oh my god! You're a real Earth person, aren't you? From Earth!
Yeah.
I'm like starstruck. A real human! Well, it's
Dude.
nice to see something in this park still
Okay.
grimy and real.
Then I'm as nasty as they come.
She's an amoeba lady.
Yeah.
Beth, I want you to have fun, but I need to know where you're having it.
Oh, I found a possum.
Oh my god!
Oh.
You're in someone's cage and you don't even know it.
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
I,
I forgot just how insane we were as a kid. I shouldn't have pitched this. You have got to try it.
I'm over here.
Okay, sweetie, this is your 2-minute warning.
Too
I love
slow.
forts.
Try again.
All right, let's go. That's enough. All right, Beth.
Surprise! You done been got.
Do it.
I can't believe they would. I just can't.
Don't turn around. I'm squatting. Hey, you can't go there like that.
You used to be able to piss wherever you wanted to. Corporate takeover, board-approved changes, Steve Jobs dies and we get 10 years of the same iPhone.
Oh no, the guy who made the park is still alive.
He is?
Yeah.
Reminds me of a Titan.
Is this Steven Seagal?
Did you bring Molly?
It might be.
Hurry it up, Jerry.
It's your fault
That's
I have to go like this.
terrible.
Follow me. And of course I brought Molly.
Just joining us tonight, we have
The other one was David Bowie.
Check this out.
Too bad Fruit Loops are terrible for you.
I know, they're good.
Delicious.
Well, now we got rid of some of the artificial stuff in them. They still got sugar, though. The neighbor stole the rake.
Hey there, I'm guessing one of you is Beth from next door, and one of you is her clone, but you're both little girls now? Not that strange, given what I've seen. Seems like you girls are on a bit of a spree. Feel like I'm gonna be walking into some booby traps. Let's have some cocoa instead.
Let's have some cocoa. I'm divorced.
Hey, that is cruel and technically untrue. I'll get the Swiss Miss.
Swiss Miss.
Wow, this is a good photo of us.
Keep talking. I can smell your rotting breakfast.
Oh, God.
Your hairs are insane. They're all over your body. Say grocery list in that stink body accent.
You mean my voice?
Yes.
Grocery list.
I love your tooth-filled big hole and the other less used holes on your face.
Okay, I'm getting the feeling that you're not into me as much as you like the idea of being with any human.
Does it matter if I'm still turned on?
No, I guess it doesn't.
I want to get your wet muscle in my mouth.
You mean my tongue?
I don't care what it's called.
I think I saw a Panera up there that might change your tune.
A Panera?
Yeah.
Shut up. This is Princess Diana, and he's Mr. Rogers. Or Brett Kavanaugh.
I wouldn't know.
Brett
I never
Kavanaugh.
went this far.
Us too. We're looking for dog balls.
He lives below.
What the fuck?
Does he say something like that in the movie?
I don't think so.
humans, real humans.
The mad genius who built Earthworld.
I was caught with incriminating files on my computer.
Danny
And
DeVito.
the board chained me up. I watch animal pornography. That's my business.
Like with people and animals?
No, just the animals, sicko.
The original Earth.
Welcome to the real Earth world.
Oh, I stepped on a rusty nail.
At least Jerry got hurt.
Hot cocoa.
You should go up there and cut him. You should cut him.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I need a doctor!
Great. Now we have to take care of him.
What the hell is going on with little Beth?
I think you hit an artery!
She did it! She's a psycho! You're the psycho! I watched you eat a bird after you tore off his wings! I'll show you who's psycho!
Remember your affirmations, Gene. You deserve to live!
Oh.
Well, somehow every decision I've ever made...
I'm so freaked out.
The mask on.
Get out of my treehouse! Get out of my yard! Ah!
Fire detected.
This is pretty intense.
Come on, Gene. Not like this. Not like this. Hey, Siri, call 911.
9.
Why does it need a countdown?
Shit. I gotta get home before Gene calls 911 from any other phone but his own.
I thought you loved this place.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Morty was right. Am I, like, supposed to think it's cool that there's measles in the water and, like, snakes?
We're done here, boys!
They're not good people. Thank you.
Hey, Beth, deducing here that you've been huffing childhood and have overdosed on fun. Ah! Ouch. Ow! Damn it! That's it! We're done! Enough Home Alone-ing. Twice as annoying.
What fucking dog is? That's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's...
My finest moment.
What's that?
My beautiful creation.
Steven Spielberg?
King.
Stephen King.
Park, Westworld, even the rides inside the theme parks tell the same story. And now you're in a pirate's den, forced to suck dick to stay alive.
Oh.
In chaos.
Good lord. Steve Buscemi. There he is.
Yep.
Eat mint!
Take it all. Take the other one.
Dad!
Eat it, take it. Take it all.
London, stumble around.
I'm...
Weird Al.
Yeah, you like that? Coconut milk.
More human stuff.
Big League Chew.
Big League Chew.
Say something racist.
What?
Come on.
Italians make pretty good pizza.
No, do it hateful, you disgusting little bug.
Did you hear that?
I tried to be vulnerable with you. If you don't think I'm pretty, just say so. You guys basically invented racism. If I wanted to fuck something good, I wouldn't have come to Earthworld. I don't even know how this is!
That's disgusting.
That's the entire Coke
No more talking until you're adults.
You can't breathe!
Oh, shit! Fuck! Whoa!
How old should we make him? But it's scary to have your life in the hands of unreliable caregivers. Get up, or we'll leave you here. Just like you left us! Lazy piece of shit! Fuck you, Dad! Fucking asshole!
I didn't leave. My Beth died.
Yeah! Well, someone left us. You should love us twice as much. All we wanted was to be together. Don't you cry. You don't deserve.
Proud of you for making me older. My daughters. You little bitches broke my bones.
It's emotional, but it's weird.
I'm shitting.
I'm not joking. Stop making me laugh. It's making me shit more.
Please help! Oh my God! How could you?
What?
Put on Rory.
There's no room. Oh, it's so wet in here.
That is horrible.
Windy.
More like Earth World.
What?
Like Jurassic World, the big sequel?
I don't know what you're saying.
Well, wasn't it called Earth Park?
No.
The sequel was called Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, The Lost World.
The Lost World.
I'm blind! Spice froze my eyes! Yeah, Jerry, I told you that theme park sucks.
Oh my God,
Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito.
Hello, you've reached 911. If this is an emergency, please leave a message.
Could you send someone to investigate? So I was eating a burger and now my hands are burgers. I'm beginning to think 911 shouldn't have an answering machine. Nobody ever comes.
I thought it was a good one. What'd you think?
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Earthworld turned out to be... I enjoyed it for the reasons I didn't know that I was going to enjoy it for. And the Little Beths, that was just a trip.
I enjoyed those quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, yeah.
When they first destroyed the machine and they're acting like little girls when they get together and scream together.
Yeah, and they were like, they just had like these epic, they had this epic fight and everything.
Just having as little animals.
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering, so is that how Beth was when she was younger?
Yeah, but remember that Space Beth said, I forgot how crazy you were.
That's a handful of a girl.
Because remember when she created that little world for herself and actually her dad had made it for her?
Yeah.
To put her in it?
I remember that, and he made it so she couldn't hurt herself. But I remember she was
But she
wild.
killed that one, but didn't you think she killed that boy? And it turns out he was just in there, like fucking all the little animals. And
yeah.
Producing offspring that they ate.
Yeah.
Like this really decrepit,
That's just absolutely disgusting.
I remember there were hints and discussions about how crazy she was when she was younger. So
okay, well, I kind of might have forgotten, but that is like a hell of a thing to raise someone like that wild. Then,
but the idea is he wasn't around.
Well, yeah, he wasn't around, but I mean, he was. Yeah,
and then his genetics had passed on. Obviously, this is hyper focused because it's a cartoon, but what he passed on to his child and wasn't around for to produce this fucking crazy ass daughter.
Yeah, and there's always this theme of like her.
She grew up very passive.
There's this kind of theme of the lack of fulfillment in her life, and they can't really pinpoint what it is. It's not. In reality, if this was a real life thing, it'd probably be a bunch of things, and it also have to be the over romancing of life. That I think is like a false narrative that.
We're definitely victims of it in the first world.
Yeah.
We're victims, but we just subject ourselves to it in the first world because, for one, you have this constant onslaught of advertising.
Commercialism
that tells you this is how you should feel. This is what you should be doing while you feel this way. You should feel this way while you're doing these things.
Yeah, there's like this ideal, that's false ideals.
Film does it too.
Yeah.
Especially as you grow up as a child, watching a lot of that. I mean, especially when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Before reality is going to set in based on certain decisions that you make, maybe based on that false narrative.
Yeah.
But the idea of what life is, what you're supposed to get out of it.
Yeah.
What true love is, quote unquote.
Yeah, and that will fulfill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. No. Yeah. It's definitely a misrepresentation of life.
It is.
Yeah, so maybe that's some of her problems. I mean, she said it's not Jerry, it's not Rick, but it probably has those things a little bit. Now, it definitely seemed like there were some issues because of Rick, obviously, and it kind of went around to that when they had that scene where they turned him old. What do you think of that?
It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible to be that old.
Yeah, it was like this weird thing
I hate seeing him that way.
Because I was so offended, it was hard for me to get into the emotion of it, even though I was kind of trying to.
I could see it, and I was able to have it that it resonated, but at the same time, it was just hard because it was just. Because he was trying to get the words out, and they were just obviously.
Well, I look at this infallible thing, with like no vulnerabilities unless except emotional ones. Mm-hmm. And then to see him in that physical form, I just felt bad. I felt terrible. Yeah. Yeah. But it just, I don't know. This show, one thing it does, for good or bad, it makes me feel these strong things, and I think that's the mark of a good episode. It's like strong feelings, good philosophical talks, a little bit of disgusting things, which for me was like the big heads eating everyone.
Yeah, they're kind of like
you have created this thing in me that I never had in my life. Was like to be afraid of being eaten.
Yeah,
Attack on Titan definitely fucking shaped it more though. I made a lot.
Well, Jaws did it for me when I was young.
Yeah,
and I think because of that, I have this weird relationship with that fear now because now it's like movies where it happens. There's a lot of those movies that I've watched, and
maybe it's like you're mourning your childhood. Like you go back to this feeling of powerlessness by subjecting yourself to these things that make you feel.
Now it's just like it's thrilling, I guess, because it's
not
thrilling like ooh. It's just like
maybe you fetishize this thing that I don't know, but so many people.
Well, a lot of people watch horror movies and things like that, and they just like
maybe it's nothing complicated. Maybe I'm just overcomplicating.
Probably not. I mean, it's just that's like I was conditioned.
Yeah.
not purposefully.
I'd be conditioned to not watch it.
But I watched a lot of horror movies when I was a kid. Probably too young to watch them.
I remember.
Now I
remember going up there thinking like, I remember watching a couple with you, just being like, oh, I don't watch this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, watch Care Bears or something.
I never liked Care Bears.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched it.
Or Smurfs.
Or
Scooby Doo. The
The
shit would be on when I was at babysitters' houses. I never watched it at my house.
Yeah, I didn't have access to it here. I had good TV though. I had Fox. You know, I had Ninja Turtles.
I know. I'd been Lowell. We had shit for TV, and then
Yeah,
out here we just had what was on the antenna.
I watched a lot of PBS.
Yeah, we caught some PBS, but normally by the time I got home from school, it was like Saved by the Bell. And Lowell was on like 1 or 2 channels out there, and then sometimes if the weather was right, you know, the wind was blowing the right way. You
if you have a good antenna, it'd be one of those few. PBS, Fox 11.
Then out here there was like 8 channels at one point, but I think that was later on. I think when I was young, it was only a couple, and then we rented movies all the time.
Yeah,
that's what really
I watched a lot of
substantial part of my entertainment was.
Yeah, you watch Sesame. I watched Sesame Street when I was younger. I watched
some of it was on.
The Big Comfy Couch, maybe.
I've never heard of the Big Comfy.
Arthur was pretty clutch. I remember thinking like it's just not as good as like Goof Troop, Darkwing Duck, Ninja Turtles, like stuff that I had on Fox.
Well, it was a nice treat to come down. You know, and all the times I wanted to play outside, and sometimes you'd be stuck on a Saturday morning. You'd just be in your zone and just wanting to watch
Saturday morning cartoons.
Saturday morning, you never want to leave the house, Shane. There's several times it was like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did so much of that here, but then like when Saturday mornings, my parents or my dad wasn't home, I'd want to watch Saturday morning cartoons because like I was able to have the TV, and it's like I'd be, you know. On the weeknights when I was done my homework, I just walk around in the woods back here and do that shit just back and forth.
That's
so
all.
I kind of didn't want to do it, and then I had like Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball Z at a certain point, Ocean Dub, on Saturday morning. So
I should have known back then that you'd never want to really do anything. So
well, I did. You wanted to do a lot of things.
You don't do it now, so
yeah,
nothing's changed. It's right back where we started.
Well, in high school, I think I lived a pretty full. Like I did a lot of things.
Yeah.
Gene, did you get a feeling Gene was going to be this weird pedophile guy?
I don't think he was a pedophile though.
I didn't either.
I felt. Oh, you're saying did I think he was going to be? Yeah, I did.
Me too.
Like when he first started doing that shit with the cocoa and everything, like, well, here we go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But
it turned out Gene was just an innocent man that
wasn't a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just a nice guy, and he see all the shit that goes on in his neighbor's house, and he's just trying to be amenable, and almost was killed for it.
Yeah, I figured Rick would have repaired his house like that. I figured he'd have a way to do it, but I guess not.
Well, he made the best of it.
Yeah, he made the best of it.
Or at least
they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
When they were saying, when they had that emotional moment, and they said we just wanted to be together. I actually had this feeling at the end of the episode he was going to combine them together into one person.
I never got that feeling. I didn't think it was cool though, where he's like, I'm proud you're my daughters.
Yes.
So now it's like this idea that they're not separate entities.
Yeah.
But almost like sisterly.
Do you think that, do you think in some ways, looking from the outside in, that Beth is just such a...
I should have said competing entities, not separate entities.
Yeah.
But.
Do you think she's kind of a disappointment compared to her dad in terms of, like, his heights?
I don't know, because as a person, I mean, I don't know. She's not even really that great of a person. I mean, she's okay.
Yeah.
She has a family unit, but the family unit's very, very wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah, they have a lot of problems.
And obviously, she's kind of a suburbanite woman.
Yeah.
Versus Rick, who's achieved this greatness, but at the same time, still isn't that great of a person.
Yeah, but do you think compared to her...
He's affected a lot more.
Yeah, do you think, like, she just didn't reach the highs? That maybe he might think, oh, someone who's my daughter is going to be more than just a horse veterinarian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we definitely got a taste of that in the very beginning of the series in its totality. Like, the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, you married Jerry. And,
yeah.
And I mean, like, he kind of looked down on her.
Yeah.
But he also wasn't around. So
yeah.
Now that he's around, it's kind of like where they're at in life, sort of like the Space Beth episode.
Yeah.
You don't want to settle to be with these people. You're better than them.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like encouraging them along those lines instead of...
Yeah, you try to make up time.
Yeah.
Well, to me, my favorite part of the episode, in terms of the funniest part, was when he shows up with all this money and the firefighters. Oh, we're done here, boys. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Do you have a favorite part of the episode?
I don't know. I thought I really got a kick out of his mutant Earth world, the mutant
Yeah, you were commenting on
like all the different people.
There were so many celebrities I probably didn't notice.
There's a lot of them I didn't recognize. Like,
Yeah.
I saw them, but I didn't know who the hell it was. Like,
But
I
it's-
would not have recognized the Culkins, but they're not as distinguishable to me as
fucking. What the hell's his name? I know it's David Bowie, but I can't remember his character in Labyrinth because I've only watched part of that movie. It's like Griffin or Griffith.
He plays
something.
The assistant of he plays Nikola Tesla. Yeah.
In The Prestige.
Andy Serkis is his assistant. Yeah.
And of course Randy Savage, Adolf Hitler was in there.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, and there was. I'm pretty sure it was Steven Seagal.
Do you you've watched SVU, right? What's it called, Law and Order?
A little bit of it.
You know how it's like focusing more on like sexual crimes. Yeah. You know the woman on there, like the gorgeous ass woman who there's like there's Elliot and then there's a chick. Well,
the redhead, right?
She's a brunette.
Brunette.
Well, her mom, I didn't know this. I can't remember she's like a very famous sex symbol from like the 60s.
Really?
And yeah, like all over like the Marilyn Monroe. She's actually like another Marilyn Monroe. In fact, I think kind of styled herself. They look very similar in terms of like the hairstyle and stuff because that's what was in vogue at the time. And then she died at 35 in a car accident, and only she was 3 years old. So there's a documentary on HBO where she's like talking to her siblings, trying to find out more about her mom, and he looks so much alike, except her mom looks a lot more like European, like a lot more white.
Yeah,
and she's like stunning too. And
it's to see him.
Yeah,
the guy that plays Elliot though he almost had a breakout there where he did some films, but he never really went anywhere else.
Yeah, he went back in the Law and Order because he left over a contract dispute. He left for like 5 years, did some movies, and he came back, and now he's in his own show, and they cross over into each other's worlds sometimes. And it's in its 5th season. I've never watched it. I just was looking at
he's doing well.
Me too. He's cool. I watched, I was young, I'd catch that.
A good death.
Is his own reward.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's pretty much all I got. I mean, you guys probably noticed Jamie isn't here. He couldn't make it this time.
No, he could not.
No, but he'll be here next week.